Come here. Come here. All right, welcome back to another video. For this video, gonna be working on our corn planter and getting it ready. Right now, I'm going down to our corrals where our four-wheeler is. Dad has a pin that will be good for marking. What we're doing right now is I'm taking all 16 gauge wheels off each row. We have an 8 row, so there's 2 gauge wheels on each side of each row. So what I'm doing right now, getting that pin, so that way I can mark which row or which gauge wheel goes on which row and what side, because we're replacing the bushings in them where they sit on and pivot on the arm. It's gotten pretty worn out. We're having to replace that because when we raise and lower our planter, the gauge wheels don't move right. They don't drop back down. It's no real big deal. It doesn't affect the depth or anything, but we want to get those changed, that way they can move properly and not wear out anymore. But of course, while I do that, four-wheeler is down here, and that's where the marking pin is. It's in that box. Dad uses it to tag all the calves, make the ear tags. So said he wanted me to check the cows while I'm down here. One of the reasons we like to check our cows pretty often during calving season is just right here, right where I came into the corrals. I don't know if you can see it yet, but this cow right here just had her calf. So because of things like that, cows having calves, we always try to check them as much as we can. Another reason we try and check these cows pretty often throughout the day is then we can also look for cows that are struggling to have the calf. Because when they're struggling, that means we need to hurry and get them in and keep an eye on them. And if they need any help, we have to pull the calf. You have times where calves are laying to where they look like they're dead. So you gotta go check on them to make sure they're still alive. But he's trying to get up, so that's good. Cows are eating the Vitalex tubs. They're protein tubs that help them. We switched to the composite tubs. They're supposed to be biodegradable. As you can see, they must taste pretty good because 90% of the time the cows eat the side of the tub before they eat all the protein. Another thing we like to watch for with the new calves is it's kind of hard to tell because the calf's on the other side, but that calf's trying to suck, so that's good. It means the mother's trying to claim it and it's trying to suck. Got the pin now, so gonna go back to the house, start taking gauge wheels off. All right, now I'm back here up at the house. I've already got some of them off, some of these gauge wheels off, and I've got all of them marked so far. What I'm doing is putting what row unit and what side it came off of, that way we know. But I'm gonna try and get most of them off. There's some that's being kind of problematic, like this one. It's not even moving up and down, so we can't get it off. We got this one off, but the bushing, the part we're trying to replace, that's still on there. So we're having to, Dad is helping my brother right now, so when he gets back, we're gonna try and do those. And I think this one's pretty well stuck too. Now it's moving, but anyways, just going across all 8 rows. We're gonna take those off, then we're gonna take them to our cousin because he has a press, and we're gonna press these bushings out of these ones, and we can put the new ones in just because they're in there pretty tight and we can't get them out here without a drill press. Other than the gauge wheels, there's a few other things we want to work on. In one of my previous videos, I talked about this drive shaft for the seed tubes, and yes, don't mind the pickup hooked up to the planter. We had to raise it and we didn't have a tractor available. But what I was talking about is right here. You can see we had to cut that off, so it's only being driven by that chain and a chain over there. But what it was there's a pin back in here somewhere, I can't remember where it is, and I'm not seeing it right now, but it popped out and came loose, and this part of the shaft started driving. Well, as I was planting, this little part right here that kind of helps hold it in place ended up catching on this transport lock, and that's when the planter jumped up in the air and that bent that shaft. So in order to fix that, to keep planting, we had to cut the end of that shaft off. And so it's not a big deal. We still have 2 of the 4. I'll show you what happened to the other one next. What happened is this sprocket, well, not the actual sprocket, but the bracket itself got bent. I think that was the year before last, and so that chain wasn't working, so we had to take that off. And so, like I said, it's still working fine because we have the other chain right there. Dad has that bracket, and we should be able to just take that sprocket out and put that on the new bracket. And then we also need to replace these 4 tubes right in here. They're pretty worn out and they're not pumping as much fertilizer. We replaced those ones last year and they pumped quite a bit more, so the field was pretty uneven, but that was good. So we have those ones, I believe they're in the red pickup over there, and then we'll put those on. Dad does also have that new bracket, so we're going to be doing that here soon. Then we have ordered the other, or the drive shaft for this. I don't know when it's supposed to be coming in, but when we get that, it looks like it might be quite an ordeal to do that in order to get that changed, because we're gonna have to probably take a few things off that won't come off the easiest, but we'll see. But anyways, to take these off, all you do, as you can see, I already got that bolt out, but you loosen the bolt, and then once you do that, you can get it down to where these washers are. That helps with your spacing along your opening disc. And these are pretty stuck on too, so sometimes you gotta kind of wiggle it and eventually it comes off. And like I said, those 2 right there and on the first row, they're pretty stiff and not wanting to come off, so we're gonna have to work on those when Dad gets back. Then that one that's not coming off over there, we're gonna probably get a torch and heat it up and use a pipe wrench to see if we can get that loose off of that arm, because you have the washers here, then there's this other part here, that's the actual bushing itself. And when I took the arm off and the gauge wheel off, that just slid right off and the bushing was stuck on there. So I'm gonna have to see if we can get a pipe wrench and a torch and see if we can heat it up. But anyways, I'll go about that. I'll try and get a time lapse. I don't really have anywhere to put my phone. I'll try and find a spot, but I already got 3 rows worked on and doing the 4th row, as you can see here. But just lining them up, I'm gonna try and do that for the ones that I can get both off of. Then we're gonna take it to our cousin Danny. He's got a drill press that we can use to pop those out. So I'll try and get a time lapse. So here we go. Well, I tried to get a time lapse. My phone didn't have enough battery, but it's another thing we're gonna have to fix. It's a little flat. It's not supposed to be like that. All right, so a few days later, we're back out here. We're gonna be working on the gauge wheels more. We're gonna try and actually press some of those out ourselves. We think if maybe we heat them up and hammer them, they'll come out. As you can see, I think that's one Dad got himself. So we're gonna try that. I think he also let them soak in some WD-40 too. Mine in the shop, it's a little dirty, but we're not doing a whole lot outside because, as you can tell, it's snowing right now. Dad's checking cows right now, and what I'm gonna do is, these are the new fertilizer hoses. Right here we have 6 of them in the set. We only need to change 4, however. These are some of the old hose clamps. Drop that one and that one, but they're getting pretty old, so got some new ones. We're gonna replace those. We may have gotten the wrong ones because at our co-op where Dad got them, they're not really letting anybody in because of the COVID. But we're still going to go ahead and try them out. We think they might be a little too small in diameter, might not be able to go around the hoses, but I'm going to try and see if those fit, and if they do, I'm going to put four in each one on the set, because the way we have to do it is you have to clamp it onto the fertilizer housing on the back and then pin that up. I'll try and get some video of doing that so you can kind of understand what I'm trying to say, but I'm gonna put those four on, and if they fit, if they don't fit, we'll just have to go back and get some more. I'll try and get a little bit of video of doing it. It'll probably be maybe a time lapse, but like I said, hopefully we can just do it here. It'll save quite a bit of time if we can get those bushings pushed out here. But if not, we'll still just take them to our cousin where we can use a hydraulic press to push them out. All right, I got these new hose clamps here, and sure enough, thankfully they are the right size. They're gonna fit on these hoses. Like I said, I'm only putting 4 on right now just because of the way we have to run them on the fertilizer housing. Oh, probably hard to tell, but kind of right in there, that's the fertilizer housing that these steels go onto, and so you have to run it right over the pump. That way it actually works. What we were concerned about them being too small is these side pieces right here, because you have to put them on the right way. You can't put them to where the rollers run on this, otherwise they blow out real soon. We found that out last year, but like I said, I'll try and get a little bit more of that, of actually putting those on, but thankfully those are the right size. So I'm gonna go on and put 3 other hose clamps on, so that way when the weather gets nicer, hopefully tomorrow, it won't be snowing and we'll be able to do it, but try and get those put on tomorrow so we can get that job finished up. All right, so got these 4 on. So now all I'll have to do is just take these other 4 hose clamps, which are still in there, then go out to the planter when it warms up. We'll get those put on. Like I said, we only have 4 because we have an 8-row, and it's got 2 squeeze pumps that do the squeeze pump over there runs those 4, and that squeeze pump runs those 4. And these come in a set of 6. As you can see, we have 2 extras, which will be nice because since they're the same, we shouldn't have any problems with any blowing out this year, because we replaced those 4 last year. And so hopefully we shouldn't have any other problems, but those are the same set. They're the same part number right there. So if we do have any blowouts, we'll have 2 extra ones that we won't have to get a whole nother set for. Got the first few gauge wheels that still have bushings in them. Actually, it looks like that one, I didn't look, it's already got a bushing out of it, so I'll take the ones that the bushings are out of. It looks like that might be the one we actually already changed. So gonna get a few more that I pay attention this time, and get ones that from just over here back over to by the vise, because I think that's where we put it to heat it up and take the bearing out. Dad, I think he's coming back anytime soon, but if not, I'll just get started on my own. But anyways, that's what we're gonna be doing for now until the weather warms up in the next few days. But anyways, since I got those done, get those put back, and I'll try and get a time lapse. But hey, always gotta pet the dog. Gotta pet the dog. Yep, gotta pet the dog. You're a good boy. Here we go. Here's the time lapse. All right, so I got the hoses. It's Tuesday now. The last deal I did, I believe, was on Monday, but anyways, gonna get these tubes here and put them back on. They go right here. This is where the fertilizer comes in from this hose. Comes in here, then up around these rollers. I don't know if you can see that, but comes through this hose, or well, it comes from these tanks down through this hose into here, and then comes through here and then goes up to the roller. This is what actually pumps them, and then it comes to this part down here, this little housing, and that's what is, you can follow these hoses and it goes to the row units. As you can see, right in here is the spot where this steel slides in, then you put the cotter pins in. So it's a little nicer today, able to work outside. So we're gonna go on and I'm gonna get the other 4. What you have to do is you have to run them in like this through the hoses, and then as you can see up there, then the way we found it works easiest, you put this side on this deal first, and then you get those 4 on, then you put that one back in, then it's easier to get it in here. So that's what I'm going to be doing. This will probably, as of right now, this will probably be the last I do, just because we don't have the other parts in yet. So try and get some decent video of it. This is kind of a long process just because it's got to be a pretty tight fit even with the hose clamp. So it's pretty hard to, as you can see, I got it about halfway on right there. So I got to go through and do the 4 of them. But anyways, I'll continue with that. And this will probably be all I do for today, and this will probably also be the last. Just like I said, don't have the parts. But if you are enjoying the channel, make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you're liking what you see, and also if you like the channel, like what I post, be sure to subscribe. Sorry if it's a little windy, some noise, but like I said, if you like the channel, please subscribe. It'd mean a lot to me. I want to try and get my channel to grow as much as I can. One of my goals right now is to get to 50 subscribers. Almost there. I think I'm at 42. Then once I get 50, I'll go for 100. Also haven't got a video up to 100 views yet, so that's another goal also. Maybe for this one, hopefully this could be the video that I could break 100 views. So please, if you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, please subscribe. And if you have any friends that you think would like the channel too, tell them about it and get them to subscribe and watch some of the videos. But anyways, that's going to be all. Thank you for watching. Also, make sure to check me out on Instagram. It's all under case. McCaffrey_farms. Go check it out. I try to post as much as I can about what we're doing on the farm, so go check that out and like the page. And also, don't forget to hit the bell icon either. That'll notify you when I post videos. So thank you for watching.